A very good evening once again, viewers, and we are here in Torrance over in Abu Dhabi, where we're all set for match number 3 of Abu Dhabi Women's T20 2025. It's going to be the Blaze taking on Team Surrey, and both the sides, they're going to play their first game of this tournament, and we're expecting to have a brilliant game of cricket as two teams. They've got some lot of talent in their playing 11s. Right, just a short while ago, I was there in the middle with the two captains and the match official for the all-important toss. Well, it's toss time here, and we're all set for another exciting game. We're ready for match number 3 of Abu Dhabi Women's T20 2025, and expecting to have another fascinating, another enthralling game of cricket as Team Surrey are going to take on Team Blaze. Well, it's now time to introduce you to two captains, Phoebe and Maria, and on the extreme left is, of course, our match official. It's Javi Botha. You've got the coin. Please give it a spin. Heads is the call. Could you please step forward, have a few words? Well, you won the toss. What's the plan?
Yeah, just to get out as a group, and I think put on a good performance with the ball and back ourselves to chase it at the end.
Now that you're bowling first, how much do you think is going to be a decent target you want to restrict the opponents on?
Going on like the past matches from today, probably around 140 mark would be pretty. To fit like it, we'll be able to get that, and then yeah.
Best of luck. Give us a good game.
Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, you lost the toss. If you won the toss, what was your plan to do on this wicket?
Yeah, we were going to have a bowl as well. Similar reasons to Phoebe's, and that I think you just want to get out there, get out on the field. Then typically under lights, ball can come on a little bit more later on. But a lot of us batters are happy to bat first anyway, so we don't mind either way.
Yeah, now that you're batting first, new conditions, it's a new surface. How much do you think is going to be a good target in the post?
Yeah, well, we've seen some pretty good scores already today, so hopefully around that 150, 160. But it's more about our intent, I think, and just trying to start well. As long as we play some good shots, I think you'll get some good reward out here.
First game, pretty much excited?
Yeah, we're all really excited. It feels like it's been a long winter indoors. You've got various girls that have played abroad over winter, so everyone's just ready to kind of get back together and get out playing as a group.
Best of luck. Give us a good game.
Thank you very much, will do.
Well, that's the news and confirmation coming in from the centre is that Team Surrey, they won the toss and they decided to bowl first. Well, there you go, the confirmation of the news coming in from centre. Phoebe Franklin of Team Surrey, she had absolutely no hesitations to be bowling first under the lights, where we might just see a lot of movement for the fast bowlers. That's the playing 11 for the Blaze. It's the captain leading from the front, Mary Kelly, Michaela Kirk, Catherine Dries, Ella Claridge, Yogi Groves, Grace Ballinger, Tammy Bund, Charlie Phillips, Georgie Boyce, Olivia Baker, and Georgia Elvis. So it's a quite balanced looking side of the Blaze team. They will be looking to start off well. Now that they're bowling first, the fast bowlers will definitely come into equation early on. And that's the playing 11 for Team Surrey. Priyanaz Chatterjee, Phoebe Franklin, the captain, Callie Moore, Danny Gregory, Alice Monangin, Genevieve Jor, and Gemma Spencer. It's a quite strong side. Sophia Dunkley even there, Emily. And we're expecting to have an absolute fascinating game of cricket. Two very, very renowned sides will look to play and look to get those 2 points, start off the tournament well. Well, we've seen a close encounter early on in the first game where Tasmania Tigers, they came off strong and they won their game in the very last over. And the last encounter, it was UAE winning, a very important game for them, so they have started off well as well. And now it's going to be Surrey winning the toss, and they will be looking to bowl first. So we're just going to take a short little break, and we'll be back with you very quickly. We're back live and things are going to get underway. The two opening batters are out there in the center. It's going to be ball number 1 of match number 3. Short and tries to cut that a little too hard, playing it along the carpet. These first 6 overs are going to be so crucial. We've seen that teams which hold on to their nerves and ensure they don't lose early wickets, that's why it becomes easier for them in the latter part of the innings. Tossed up delivery, beautifully bowled. She's got a long on in place alongside a deep mid wicket. So being a right arm finger spinner, she's going to entice Kelly and Beaumont, two very experienced campaigners, to try to go big and go towards the leg side. Oh, that is a brilliant stroke. It just looks like she's been batting for a very long time. Just walked in the middle and opts to play a reverse paddle sweep. Confidence pouring from the blade of the captain, Maria Kelly. Yeah, also she was pretty confident during the toss. She was okay to bat first, and let's see how much can they get in the first 6 overs. Lovely delivery. It's a good comeback, and Mary Kelly, she was adamant to take a single, but Tammy Beaumont, not so much. Talking about Tammy, we know how hard a hitter she is, and if she gets going, we will be in for a lot of entertainment. Cricketer, she really strikes big. This is high in the air. It's a smart shot once again. She's toying around with the field at the moment. Nobody patrolling towards the deep square leg and going down on one knee and hammering it for another boundary in this over. So Callia Moore drifting one down the leg side and bowling a touch too short and getting the full treatment. So they're up and running the Blaze, already 8 on the board. Low full toss and crashed away towards the cover region. Make that the 3rd boundary. Well, this is brilliant stuff, and the Blaze, they've certainly come out with an intent, and the intent is to go big early on. And it's the captain leading from the front, Marie Kelly. She's up and running, and she struck her 3rd boundary in the very first over. Brilliant start for the Blaze. It's 1 gone, 12 for no loss. Well, one of the most experienced cricketers for English women's cricket is there in the middle. Tamsin Beaumont. Lovely delivery. Walked away towards the deep 3rd region. And Beaumont, she's off the mark with a single. Yeah, she carries a lot of experience on her shoulder. She's played 11 tests, 127 ODIs, 104 odd, make that 233 overall T20 matches. So just by looking at the stats, you can tell how much experience she's carrying. Nicely bowled. It's a good delivery, and that ball not really bouncing. Calvia Moore in the first over proving to be slightly expensive. She was a little too wayward bowling. Touch too full, and then a short delivery coming in, and then a full toss, and catching on to the opportunity was the captain, Mary Kelly. Full toss, it's hit hard and just not getting the distance. She did get some elevation. I think she's missed out an opportunity. That should have been really smashed out of the park. Emily Burke is the new bowler, sharing the new ball alongside Callia Moore, who will look to swing the ball and pick up a few early wickets. the idea has to be to pitch the ball up, especially in the first 6 overs. You need to utilize the new ball to its full potential. Marginally wide and a lot of width offered. Two very, very destructive openers are out there in the center, and we could witness a few fireworks if these two decide to just go all guns blazing. Could be in for a fascinating power play. Beaumont uses her feet, but the ball hurrying onto her, and she got into a bit of a tangle in the end. It's turning out to be quite a decent start here by Emily. And I really like the approach, trying to bowl fuller, enticing the batter to play those drive strokes. That's where the leading edge or outside edge might come into play. Punched away nicely in full control. It's a very good start here for Emily. She's given only the 2 runs. 2 gone, 14 for no loss. So just a 1 over for Kalia Moore, and she's been held back, and that's all because she was a bit wayward in the first over. Was quite expensive even. Gave 3 boundaries in the very first over. This is in the air, and it's clear the inner fielders, but it's not gone too far. Good bit of fielding will restrict them for a couple of runs. So clearly we can see the intentions are pretty clear by both the batters, Kelly and Beaumont. They're looking to go big. And I think that's the right approach. You really want to apply the pressure on the opponents early and have an upper hand. And of course, we know the abilities of both the batters in the middle, Kelly and Beaumont. They're pretty much known for their big hits, and this is what we would expect both these batters in the middle. They'll try to cash on and ensure they get a good start, especially in the first 6 overs. Well, she is getting that swing in the air, but she needs to control her line, and she needs to bring it from the leg stump channel. That's where the ball will end up, somewhere in the 4th or the 5th stump channel. And also the prodigious swing which she's getting at the moment. Priyana Chatterjee, she can always opt to have a slip in place, which is quite surprising. They're having a quite a defensive field setup at the moment. Good delivery. This one just slightly coming in to Kelly. So she's got a few variations under his sleeve, and you need such bowlers in your side with the new ball who can bring the ball in. Hardly do we know any fast bowlers worldwide, especially the right arm medium pacers who can bring the ball in. Usually the right arm fast bowlers, their stock delivery is the ball which goes away from the right-handers. This has been cut away. They've got protection deep, so bowling according to her field at the moment is Priyana Chatterjee, another exciting talent. Will look to showcase her skill set, and all she needs to ensure is don't bowl short on the surface, because she's not really having that express pace. You can see there even the keeper is standing behind the stumps, so that's not going to really allow Tasmin Beaumont and Mary Kelly to use their feet and come down the track. They're now restricted, and this is really good approach coming in by the captain, Phoebe Franklin. She's a smart captain, a very inspirational leader for her side. And of course, talking about Surrey, they are one of the formidable county sides back in the UK. quite over so far. Priyanaz, she's doing a fine job. Would want to finish strong. Oh, that is a wayward delivery, and nothing much I believe the keeper could have done on that occasion. I was always going to go away from her, and I was just praising Priyanaz Chatterjee after pulling those excellent, lovely deliveries, and all of a sudden, maybe she went for that booming in-swinging delivery and got it completely wrong. And the keeper had absolutely no chance to be stopping that one to go for 5 wides. So the Blaze, they're up and running, and they'll be mighty pleased with the start. They've gotten 23 on the board, and they haven't lost a wicket. This has been flicked away beautifully. That's a glorious stroke. And unlucky, couldn't find the desired gap. Lucky for Priyanaz Chatterjee, that could have gone towards the boundary as well, because she's really middle this one. Tasman Bimon, 10 runs off the third over so far. No need to take any unnecessary chances or risks. Down the leg side, could have easily flicked it, let the ball come to her. Nonetheless, it's a dot to close out the third over. 24 for no loss. Well, they're off to a very good start here, the Blaze. After being put into bat, I think they'll be pretty much obliged and happy at the moment. 24 for no loss, and 3 overs have been passed. Some more spin being introduced. Short delivery, cut away, and a bit of a fumble will allow them to take a single that should have been stopped. So this is a perfect start, and in comes Danny Gregory, another exciting right arm wrist spinner. She's got the tendency to really give a few revs onto the ball and can turn the ball sharply as well. Good delivery once again, and good bit of fielding, bit of a fumble, and it's only a single taken. Singles, I don't really think it's going to be a problem for Team Surrey at the moment, because we know the tendency of these two batters in the middle. They really like to go big in the first 6 overs, and that's where you need to ensure and restrict. Don't play those big shots. Bowling in a tight channel at the moment. That's Danny Gregory. And it's never too easy as a spinner to be coming onto ball with the new ball when you know that there's lacquer on the ball. So it just slips out of your hand. You need to have real skill set and real control to be giving a few revs onto the ball after you release. Lovely ball. And it just looks like she's not really afraid of flighting the ball, tossing it up, giving a bit of loop and enticing these two batters in the middle. Now this is an exciting contest. Bimon, she's very strong against the spinners, and so far Danny, she's bowling well. Oh, too close to her. That is a risky shot she's opted to play. No real damage done. So 5 singles have been taken without taking any kind of unnecessary risks. They realize Danny Gregory, she is one of their mainstream bowlers, and she's been brought into the attack pretty early to pick up a wicket. And that's where Beaumont and Kelly, they're smart in their approach. Goes for the reverse switch hit, misses out, and clearly she's dejected. Excellent over, good start by Danny Gregory. It's 4 gone, 29 for no loss. Emily Burke to continue, and why not? She bowled a magnificent first over. Just 2 runs is what she's given, and this time she's gone towards the leg side. Just trying to bowl a little too quick on the surface. It is that kind of a surface where you don't really need to bowl quick. We've seen in the couple of games early on, the ball does tend to keep a little low, and I'm pretty much sure that the bowlers have definitely taken a leaf out of the notebook from the first couple of games. Goes hard. It's going to be a long chase, and they will come back for easy couple of runs. So going along well at this stage, and also good to see the captain, Mary Kelly. She's on the charge. Raced on to 18 in no time, and alongside Bimal, we know how dangerous and effective a batter she is, and once she gets going, it's going to be very difficult to really stop the run flow. Full toss, that's been heaved away towards deep square leg, and lucky escape yet again. That was a low full toss, and Bimal, she can't really believe her luck. She knows that's not the first time she's missed out on loosener. It's rotating strike at the moment, ensuring they don't play out a lot of dot deliveries. That has been one element or key of element at the moment, ensuring they don't waste any deliveries. Goes for the ramp, and she's found a lot of success. That's a tough shot to execute, and she's made it look so simple. It was onto the line of the stumps, but then again, you really need to have good eye to be executing such strokes, and also the execution was perfect. Knowing that the fine leg was in the fielder, she wanted to go aerial and over the top, but it was far, far away from the fine leg fielder. Charges down the round and crashes it towards the cover region for another boundary. She's looking quite threatening in the middle. And Emily Burke, I was praising her that how well she bowled in the first over, but this over she's been struggling. Look at how well she's used her feet, and quite surprising why the keeper, she's gone back. And the moment we saw when she was up onto the stumps, that's where the batters, they were being restricted not to come down the track and use their feet. The moment she's gone back, you can see they're coming down the track yet again. Look at that. So these are the little things which really make a big difference in the end. Emily Burke, she's a bowler who doesn't really bowl with a lot of gas and pace. So as a keeper, you can always afford to come up on the stumps and not allow Marie Kelly, the captain, who's putting beautifully at the moment. 27 in no time. Won't be surprised if Beaumont will join the party soon. Beautifully bowled. Excellent slow delivery, well disguised, and is clearly beaten Beaumont. What's going to be interesting to see how quickly the batters are going to adapt to this situation and to this surface. I think we need to give a lot of credit to all the 4 teams in the last couple of games we witnessed. It just took them 3 to 4 overs, and they understood that it is a slow track. The ball doesn't really bounce, and it doesn't really come onto the bat. Well, the struggle really continues here for Emily Burke because she's overstepped, and also they've taken a single in a form of a leg bye, so it's turning out to be quite a lengthy over. And also to add insult to injury, it's going to be a free hit. So this is where now Marie Kelly will have the privilege to hit the ball wherever she wants. It's not very long boundaries here, maybe 45 to 50 meter dimension either side. Emily Burke charging in to bowl the last delivery. It's a free hit. Outside edge, and no real damage done. They'll steal a single to close out. An excellent over for the Blaze. It's 5 gone, 45 for no loss. It's a perfect start for the Blaze. Hardly have we seen them taking any kind of unnecessary risks. Without taking any risks, they've gotten 45 on the board. That's a very good score, especially under such conditions where we've seen the ball tends to keep too low. But hats off to these two batters in the center. They're doing an exceptional job. Yeah, you could see that she wasn't very happy after she played this shot. She knew that yet again there was an opportunity. It was short, and all she had to do is just rock at her back foot and could have really smashed it towards the deep mid wicket. Good to see now the keeper has come onto the stumps, and I don't really think now they're going to come down the track and use their feet. Goes for the ramp, and luckily missing out. This could have gone anywhere. So she's not looking all that comfortable at the moment, and that's all because of this surface. It's not all that easy to straight away come and express yourself and go for the big shots. Yeah, enjoying a game of cricket, why not? Two top quality sides facing off each other for the very first time in this tournament. Surrey against the Blaze. Pulled away nicely, not finding the gap. So after you get such a good start, that's where you really can reassess and think how much is going to be a good target you want to post. We've seen 150, even 160, it becomes a trouble to really chase it down. We've seen UAE, they did so well, and in the end they came out strong and were victorious. Did not allow the opponents to chase. This has been pulled away, it's in the gap, and that is a brilliant stroke. Just marginally short, and look at how quickly she's gotten into an excellent position. And she's swatted it. Fast hands. She's got excellent bat speed as well. So up and running, and raced on to 31. What an opportunity to score a 50, and she's got ample time to achieve so. There's no rush. 50 comes up for the Blaze, and we are just in the 6th over, still in the power play. Inside edge, it's going towards the boundary, long chase. She does well to restrict them to 2. So another good over coming in the favor of the Blaze without taking any kind of risks. They're cruising along at this stage, and I think after having such a good start, you would want to ensure you get somewhere around 170, 180 bare minimum. As the day has progressed under the lights, I can see that the ball is coming onto the bat much better. This is played aerial and over the fielder's head. This is brilliant batting we're witnessing. It was marginally full, and she went over the head of the fielder for a boundary to close out the power play, which has gone in the favor of the Blaze. It's 56 for no loss. So the power play has belonged to the Blaze after they were asked to bat first. And in comes a new bowler. Or no, she's already bowled 1 over. Was slightly expensive. She has given 12 runs in her first over to continue with her second. Oh, was that a mis-stumping chance? Lovely delivery. Excellent flight is what she's offered. And clearly, I think there was an opportunity created. Now, what is the game plan going to be for Marie Kelly and Beaumont? Are they going to just keep up with this momentum, hit big shots, or just try to play a steady innings? Oh, my word. That is so unfortunate. and she cannot believe her luck. It was a loser. If she would have just let this one go alone, it might have been a wide. She fetched it far away from her, getting the toe end of the bat, and has just gifted her wicket. After such a good start, she will be dejected. Look at this. That was a wide. And a brilliant take to dismiss the set batter, who was looking very threatening in the centre. Mary Kelly has to depart after scoring 37 brisk in just 23 deliveries. 57 for 1. Catherine Price is the new batter. She's walked in at the number 3 position. It's a very crucial position, a very important position. They've lost an important wicket. The set batter, Mary Kelly, the captain, goes after scoring 37. And Team Surrey, they'll be mighty pleased to see her back quickly, because that innings was a brilliant one and she looked threatening. Cut away nicely. It's in the gap, and that's the way they should be approaching this game, Team Surrey. They need to ensure they keep on looking to pick up wickets at regular intervals. That is really going to slow down the pace of the run scoring, of the run flow, which we've been seeing in the power play. Worked away towards fine, quick single, and that's a wayward throw. And you can see that Kalia Moore, she's not very amused with that kind of a throw, gifting an extra run. It's turned out to be an excellent over. Very economical, and also, of course, disengaging. A very important partnership. Yeah, drifting onto the leg side. Not the best of deliveries. I think she was trying to fire it onto the stumps and surprise Bimon. Bowling a wayward delivery. So last delivery coming up. It's been tossed up. Beautifully driven. Takes a single, and she is going to retain strike in the next over. So excellent over and good decision by the captain to bring Kalia Moore, who's delivered for her side. It's 7 gone, 62 for 1. So it seems like we're going to see more spin, or I think she's going to go with the medium pace, gentle military medium pace. It's going to be the captain, Phoebe Franklin, another talented right arm medium pace bowler. Cuts it, and good bit of running yet again. The running has been spot on. The calling has been loud and clear, and they've ensured that they don't miss out to these singles and doubles. That has been one key element we've noticed and observed in this innings. They're not really getting the boundaries. They ensure that they keep rotating strike. That really frustrates the opponent's hand, just applies a bit of pressure. Yeah, I wanted to work it away yet again towards deep, or rather short mid-wicket. Yeah. Phoebe Franklin, you can see after the ball is pitching, it's slightly coming into Catherine Bryce. She's got all the time in the world to really apply herself in the middle because we're just in the 8th over. And we've seen once batters, they get their eye in the middle, once they get used to the conditions and adapt themselves, it becomes much easier. And this is a good little phase and a good little comeback by Team Surrey. They've got a great opportunity to really tighten the screws from this stage because Marie Kelly and Tammy Bevan, they were running it with the show. Tammy, she hasn't really got going yet, hasn't struck a single boundary, which is very surprising. Cut away once again, quick single, direct hit, and I think she would have been in a lot of trouble. This could have been a big moment in the game. You've just lost your captain, Mary Kelly. You don't want another batter to be falling at this stage, and that too in a form of a run out. It's turning out to be a fabulous over. Phoebe Franklin, the captain, introducing herself into the attack, and so far she's done a fine job. Just one more good delivery to close out the over. Goes for the ramp, gets the connection, but yeah, this should have been stopped. Decent effort. There's a wry smile on the face of the captain, Phoebe Franklin, but I think a better effort was required. That is a very risky shot, to say the least. Yeah, at this level, I think that it should have been stopped. No excuses. It's 8 gone, 68 for 1. Decent last over is what we witnessed by the captain Phoebe Franklin, giving 6 runs, which could have been an economical over. It was in the end though, just the 6 runs, but it could have been better because that last delivery, it should have been stopped. There was never a boundary there. So another spinner being introduced into the attack. It's going to be Isabel Sidhu. Let's see if she can get any kind of assistance off this surface. Tossed up delivery. That's a good start. Good delivery to start of proceedings. Got a nice action as well. Left arm wrist spinners. They're rare talents, to say the least. You don't really find many left arm wrist spinners. Charges down the ground and can't really find the gap. So you can see a bit of frustration now coming in from Catherine Price, which I believe is not required. You're in a good position. All you need to do is milk it around and pick up those singles and doubles, and the loose deliveries will come your way. Good start here by Sidhu though. Shot, it's been pulled away. It's hit in the vacant area. No stopping. She started off so well, couple of good deliveries, but all of a sudden it's a drag down ball, marginally short, and got the full treatment. Catherine Bryce has struck it well to get 4 more important runs. Beautifully balled, tossed up delivery, and enticed her to go for a big shot. Wayward throw, I think a better throw, and it would have been a close call. Beaumont, she showed absolute no interest to take a single. It was Catherine Bryce. She was the one looking after to take a quick single, but don't want to be taking any unnecessary risks at this stage. You're going along so well. So just stay there in the center. Plenty of overs to go. Tossed up. Lovely ball. She's really asking a few questions. Just the one loose delivery. Otherwise, She's been spot on and really love the line at which she's bowling. She's been so persistent and disciplined, and apart from that one loose delivery, all the other four have been on to the stumps. Brilliant scenes. Beautifully bowled and equally well played along the carpet. Takes a single, and she will be taking the strike back in the next over. Good over and a good start here by Isabel Sidhu. 9 gone, 73 for 1. Well, this has been a very calculated knock so far by the batters of the place. They've certainly come out with a plan. They've got a strategy in their minds. And Mary Kelly, she just went berserk when she came in. She struck 3 boundaries in the very first over. Really just set the tone and lay the foundation for her side. She's already done a decent job, but she will be dejected. Would have continued and gotten a big score. Could have converted that 37 into a big one. Quick single and no problems whatsoever. Emily Burke to be bowling her third over. She was brilliant in her first over. Hardly gave any runs in the second over. A bit too expensive. I think this is a great time now that the field is widespread. She can bowl a bit more freedom. That ball swung sharply and the ball is whooping in towards Beaumont. Something's got to give here now. Just have a feeling maybe a wicket coming, or maybe Beaumont is just gonna switch gears and unleash and strike big. It's gonna be interesting. Nicely worked away towards deep square. And brilliant bit of fielding. She's done exceptionally well, and these are the little moments and efforts in the field which really uplifts the mood in the camp. Touch short, not much, but still that ball, you can see how low it kept, and she had to really bend down and play that shot. But look at the effort. Full marks for the effort. She's done exceptionally well in the deep. Walked away nicely. This protection. Another dot delivery. All of a sudden now Surrey, they will believe that they're doing a good job. And I think they just need one more wicket. And if they can get the wicket of Beaumont, that's going to be a cherry on the topping. Short delivery, hit hard. This is turning out to be a good over, and clearly we can see now the frustration is mounting on Tammy Beaumont. That's all because what I can see in the middle, the ball isn't bouncing and she's not really liking it. She has to go low and really crouch and play those shots, and so far she's not finding it from the middle of the bat. Once again hitting a bit too hard. Quick single and no damage done. So once again, this has turned out to be an excellent over for Team Surrey. We are halfway through in the first innings. It's 10 gone, 77 for 1. Well, it's a pleasant evening here in Abu Dhabi, and there's a bit of a wind going across to our right. That is certainly going to help the players in the middle. Isabel Sidhu to continue bowled a good first over. This has been crashed away towards the cover region. No stopping. It's gone like a tracer bullet and nothing much the fielder could have done. That was straight out of the screws. It wasn't all that bad a delivery. She just converted the good delivery into a bad one. That is the class of Tammy Bevant, and this is where the experience it comes into play. I think it's just a couple of good hits to really get back into the groove, into the rhythm. And that last shot is certainly going to give her a lot of confidence. Pushes it away towards deep square, only a single. So looking at this stage, the Blaze, they've already gotten a lot of runs, 82 in 10.2. That is an excellent score, especially on this surface. We've seen the ball does tend to keep low. It doesn't really arrive to the batters. And if you can achieve the score of somewhere around 170, it's just not going to be all that easy, because talking about the Blaze, they too have a formidable bowling lineup. A few waves from the dugout. They're certainly enjoying their outing, and why not? The home team, the Blaze. They know they are in a great position because Tammy Beaumont has played a great shot for a boundary. Now she must be feeling much, much better and confident in the middle. She's realized that you need the ball to come to you rather to fetch. It is that kind of a surface. It's not all that easy to hit the spinners, but she's doing a fine job now. And getting a move on, 29 is what she's gotten so far. And this is turning out to be an expensive over. Isabel Sidhu, she needs to adjust her length now. She's getting a bit predictable, bowling too full. Yeah, this is much better. And good bit of fielding. Looking for two? No. We'll settle only for a single. It's a good little partnership once again developing. It was Mary Kelly, the captain, alongside Beaumont, and now it's Catherine doing a fine job. This has been swept, no power. They will get a single to close out. An excellent over for Team The Blaze. It's 11 gone, 89 for 1. Isabel Sidhu proving to be quite expensive, giving a lot of runs in her last over. Short delivery, it's been pulled away towards the cow corner. No stopping once again. She's found the gap to perfection. And this is much more like it. It's now Bryce joining the party alongside Beaumont. And now the runs are coming thick and fast. It's a short delivery and it had to be put away. And this is exactly what she did. That's been cut away, not finding the desired gap. Danny Gregory, she bowled a lovely first over, mind you. Hardly did she give any runs. I think she gave 5 runs. Yeah, and this is where the captain, she's taken the right decision to opt to bring her into the attack to pick up a wicket. You really need to get a wicket at this stage. That is a brilliant shot once again. It's short. She saw the opportunity and waited right till the end, and that's where she cut it so late bisecting it between the two fielders. No chance. And also now they are inching closer to 100, and we're just in the 12th over. The Blaze are looking to score something very big here in the third game of Abu Dhabi Women's T20. Nicely driven, bit of a fumble, should have been stopped, and they should look to come back for easy couple of runs. So runs are coming thick and fast, and the spinners, they are falling short of answers. It's all because Catherine Bryce alongside Tammy Beaumont, they've decided to go big now and shift gears. Cut away nicely, but this time she can't find the gap. Yeah, she's dejected. She knew there was an opportunity. 99 for 1. The Blaze shows how well they've read this game and adapted to this situation and this wicket as well. That's going to be a wide. So with that wide, the Blaze, they've gotten their 100, and we're still in the 12th over. Now they could really think of getting somewhere around 190, even 200. You never know if Beaumont, she goes berserk. Hit hard, it's been crashed towards the long off region, no stopping. Well, this is brilliant hitting here by both the batters. And yet again, it's proven to be an expensive over by Gregory, conceding 3 boundaries in the 12th over. It's 104 for 1. Captain Phoebe Franklin to continue with the second over shot. It's been hit hard once again, but not finding the gap. This has been a brilliant innings, to say the least, by all the 3 batters so far. We've seen Mary Kelly, the captain, leading from the front and giving a great start to their team. And Tammy Beaumont and Catherine Bryce, those two are doing a fine job for their team. Hit hard once again. That has been slapped down the ground. It's been flat batted. And at the moment, Surrey bowlers, they are short of answer. That's too short. You can't be bowling it there to either of these two batters. They're very strong. If you bowl anywhere short to these two. Oh, what a priceless innings this has been by Catherine Bryce. She's raced on to 24 in no time already. She's struck 4 boundaries. What an opportunity for both the batters in the middle to score 50. That's much better. Now this is going to be close. Oh, cleaner pickup. And the story would have been much, much different in the center. Phoebe Franklin, she'll have to put her thinking cap on. She should realize that the opponents, they are running away with the show. 109 in 12.2. On this surface, that is a very good score. This is high in the air. This chance, very close. That could have been a wicket going down. Nonetheless, no damage done. Just trying to hit it a little too hard, but away from the fielder, and a sigh of relief for Catherine Bryce. Playing it with soft hands, trying to just guide it between the point and gully fielder, not finding much success. It's high time, I think. You'll have to bring a new bowler into the attack, Because we've seen the spinners, it has been a struggle so far. And maybe you need to just think out of the box and do something different. Struck very, very hard down the ground. It's one bounce into the fence. She's hit it straight as an arrow. That's a very good cricketing stroke. Always in control. Look at the footwork. She's cleared her front leg and she's gone downtown. That's a fierce blow. Danny Gregory to continue. Yeah, I think it's the right move. You need to bring your premier spinners into the attack to pick up a wicket at this stage, because things aren't looking too bright for Surrey in this opening game. And that's all because of the good start which the captain Mary Kelly providing the impetus, and alongside her was Tammy Beaumont, played the role of a second fiddle, and now after the departure of her captain, she's taken the charge and she's already struck 3 boundaries. Catherine Price also rising to the occasion. Boulder. That is a beautiful delivery, and finally some resurrection coming in for Team Surrey. They needed a breakthrough, and it is the experienced Danny Gregory getting the all-important wicket for her side. Celebrations all around. They know the value of this wicket, and this is where Surrey, they should believe they've got a great chance to really bounce back in the game, because the players are running with the show. This has been a good knock. The Blaze, they're going along well. So Gregory getting the all-important wicket. And this was certainly required. They had to pick up a wicket, and it's Gregory. She's done the job. Shot, worked away fine. That's a good little single. Well, still the Blaze will believe they are in a very good situation and in a position where they can go on to score 180. Bare minimum, that is what they should go after such a great start. You don't want to be falling short, because we know how strong a batting lineup this Team Surrey have, and they also bat deep. Lovely delivery once again. It's going down the legs. Oh, he's given him. So all of a sudden now the wickets are coming in for Team Surrey, and it is Gregory yet again. She's picked up another wicket, and that was a brilliant delivery. So she's creating magic in the center. Tossed up delivery. Pitching in line. Yeah, I think it was quite close. And Kashif Villa, he's given that out in field. Good decision. So the second wicket now has fallen. And all of a sudden now, the Blaze are losing track. Well, this is where I believe the experience comes into play. Captain Phoebe Franklin, she opted to bring back Danny Gregory into the attack. She bowled exceptionally well, mind you, in the first spell. And now what she's done, she's gotten rid of both the set batters, Tammy Bimon and Catherine Price, back into the hutch, which will mean you've got two new batters at the crease. And this is a great opportunity for Team Surrey to really bounce back and not allow the Blaze team to really get away with the show. Because so far, they are really running away with the show. But these 2 wickets will put them at the back foot, because now a partnership needs to be stitched. And this is where you won't really see the boundaries and the maximums coming in. Excellent over. She's put her team in a commanding position. They're right back in this game. It's 14 gone, 117 for 3. Well, certainly, Phoebe Franklin, she's leading her team exceptionally well in the center, and she's realized spin is the way to go about. So she once again goes back to Kalia Moore, who was a bit expensive, but she has already picked up a wicket, and that too of Mary Kelly, the captain. So this is a great opportunity now to really bounce back. Nicely nudged away towards short mid, only a single. So as a captain, you can really now afford to have a short cover in place, have a short mid. Ensure you don't really allow these 2 batters who are new at the crease. Don't let them take those easy singles. Really just apply a bit of pressure, and that's where I think the frustration will mount, and they will look to play those big shots. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm mentioning. You really can afford to have one fielder up, because I don't really think that either of these 2 batters are going to go big at this stage. They've already lost 2 important wickets. Both the set batters are back, so clearly they will be feeling the heat. Georgia Boyce and Georgia Elvis. Beautifully bowled. That's a good delivery right onto the stumps. What a game of cricket we were witnessing. It was the Blaze all over. And then this last couple of overs have certainly turned the table around. Lofted in the air. Intentionally, she's gone aerial. And that is a lovely stroke. She was always in control, and look at the flow of her bat. Excellent technique. Always looking to hit straight down the ground, and was away from the fielder. No chance. She's standing way too wide on that long off region. Almost close to extra cover. So if you hit anything straight down the ground, you do get value for your shots. Oh, for a moment, yeah. For a moment, she did want to go for a big shot, but realizing that pitched at a good length area. So just bailing out at the last split of a second. Good move though. Lofted once again towards the coverage and inside out. Tough shot to execute, and she's made it look so simple. What an eventful passage are we witnessing. In the last over, we saw a couple of wickets going down. In the 15th, we've seen a couple of boundaries coming in. It's 127 for 3 after 15. Now, this is going to be a very interesting passage of play. What is the approach going to be of Georgia Boyce, who really likes to go big, but against Danny Gregory, that's going to be a huge challenge. So this is a battle within a battle. Tossed up, worked away towards short mid. Yeah, easy singles on offer. This is such smart batting here by Georgia Elvis. She knows that it is Georgia boys. She's really middling the ball well. So ensuring she gives the majority of the strike. Pushed away towards long on. Only a single. So we were talking about that 180, which is still possible if these two stay in the middle right till the end. They've still got a fair bit of batting left, mind you. Yeah, they seem to be a happier camp at the moment. They have lost a couple of quick wickets in a flurry, but still they seem to be quite relaxed. That's been cut away beautifully, always in control, and she looks very elegant whenever she cuts the ball. Seems to be very strong in those areas. Such an exciting contest we're witnessing against two champion sides. Surrey taking on the Blaze. The third game of Abu Dhabi Women's T20, and expect this to also go down to the last over. We've seen both the couple of games that we witnessed, it did go into the last over. And even this game promises to be a blockbuster in the making. Smart approach. They're not really trying to go after Danny Gregory, knowing that she's bowling her last over, so they're just seeing her over off. And this is really sensible and smart approach. You don't want to be taking any unnecessary chances against their mainstream spinner, Danny Gregory. She's done exceptionally well. Only 5 singles in her last over. 2 wickets to her name, and that 2 big ones. Last delivery of her spell. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant spell by Danny Gregory. She's done for the night. She's given just the 28 and has picked up 2 wickets in a span of 4 overs. Excellent stuff. 16 gone, 133 for 3. Priyana's strategy, she's been brought back into the attack. And I think it's a good move. She bowled well, was unlucky. But then this is a great opportunity to really pick up a wicket or 2 under her sleeve. They've got back leg side field, deep mid wicket, deep square, long on position. Hits it hard along the carpet, only a single. I don't really think singles are going to be a huge concern for Team Surrey at this stage of the game, because they were just cruising along at one stage where they were 116 for 1, and now all of a sudden they're 133 for 3, and that's all because of that excellent 1 over by Danny Gregory, putting her team right back in this game. And also Priyana, she's really bowling in those perfect lengths at the moment and not getting predictable at all. That is good to see, making things difficult for the batters. I also really love the change of variation of her pace. She's not bowling in those same trajectories. Played along the carpet, only a single. So this is a good little comeback here by Team Surrey. After the Blaze, they were off to a flyer, and that's where we were discussing even the 200 was on the cards, is the way Tammy Beaumont and Catherine Price, those two were batting. That partnership really put them into the driving seat, into commanding position, which was worth 59 runs. This is the top edge, leading edge, but luckily it's into the vacant area. No damage done. I think the next 3 overs, both the batters will decide to go big. You've got 7 wickets in your hands, and the stage is set. Both of them have played a lot of deliveries. It's high time they need to shift gears and need to unleash and explode. Nicely bowled once again. It's a good channel that she's bowling at the moment is Priyana Chatterjee. She's given only the singles in this over, and that is all because of a very disciplined line that she's bowling, ensuring she doesn't give any looseners, no loose stuff whatsoever, keeping things tight in the center, not really allowing the batters to free their arms. Beautifully bowled. A bit of confusion in the center. Nonetheless, this has turned out to be a fabulous over by Priyana Chatterjee. It's 17 gone, 138 for 3. Charging in once again is the captain, Phoebe Franklin. They're coming back for the second and direct hit. I think she would have been in a lot of trouble. Also, if the captain Phoebe Franklin, she would have collected this cleanly. Also, I think the batter would have been in a spot of bother. It's just the last 17 deliveries remaining in this innings, and how many more can they get? We were talking about 180, but that looks a bit too far now. You're asking 40 more runs in the next 17. That's a bit too much. So maybe 30 more runs. That's going to make it 170. 170 on this surface. Chasing. Under the lights, it becomes very difficult. We've seen under the lights the ball does jag around and the fast bowlers will come into equation. And they do get that extra bit of bounce off the surface. Also, the good news is that there's no dew as of such. That's going to be a wide. Yeah. Just trying to fetch that. And Phoebe Franklin was trying to bowl it away from the arc of Elvis, who I think too should be looking to join the party now, because you just have 16 more deliveries to go. And the runs should be coming in from both the ends. Short. She's missed out. It was a short delivery, and I think she just tried to hit it a little too hard. That's the reason. Missed it out completely in the end. And talking about boys, she's got a couple of boundaries to her name. Watching this game closely at the moment. Shot, pulled away, but no timing or power. Bit of a fumble, no damage done, just a single. The runs are difficult to come by, especially the boundaries. They're only dealing in singles and doubles at the moment. It shows that the bowlers, they've really adapted to this surface. They now know where exactly you need to pitch the ball and at what pace you need to be bowling. Look at this. This is a brilliant ball once again. Phoebe Franklin, she's such a smart customer. She knows that this wicket is on the slower side. So that's where she's been taking all the pace off. And that was a good delivery yet again. It's turning out to be a quiet over. Just can feel the desperation now coming in from the batters. They're looking to go big. Missed it. Certainly she's missed out on that one. Nonetheless, terrific over by the captain. It's 18 gone, 145 for 3. Phoebe Franklin, the captain, she's done a decent job so far, marshalling her troops. Emily Burke, new bowler comes in, pulled away, and straight away she's produced a wicket for her team. And all of a sudden now, Team Surrey, they believe they have done a great job to come back in this game. It was the blaze. They were cruising along at one stage, running away with the show. But then smart rotation of the bowlers by Phoebe Franklin, bringing in Emily Burke, another talented right-arm medium pacer, straight away on the very first ball. She's gotten a wicket, and Danny Gregory, you can't really keep her out of the game. Once again into the act, but this time in the field, taking a lovely catch to dismiss Georgia Elvis. It was a handy knock, but just at the wrong time, she's lost her wicket. It's 145 for 4. Emily to continue. Well, a good delivery. And once again, a dot delivery. This is a terrific comeback. And if they can close out well, Surrey, they really believe that they've got a great chance to really chase down this target now. And they've got a very good opportunity to really restrict them below 160. Ensure you don't give strike to Georgia boys. Worked away towards the cover region, gets a single, and it is going to be Georgia boys on strike. So Michael Kirk doing the right thing, not trying to go for the big shot in the process. We've seen that new batters, they come onto bat and try to go for the big shots in the latter part of the innings, lose their wicket, and it brings a new batter at the crease. And also, it turns out to be a dot delivery. This has been heaved away towards deep square, only a single yet again. So it just seems like even the 160 is now looking quite difficult. She's bowled a decent spell, and she's got another opportunity, a couple of more deliveries to pick up a wicket. Has been a collective effort so far in the bowling department. Excellent. This is brilliant stuff. Look at the length at which she's opting to bowl, and also the line. It was right onto the middle stump. And also, as I mentioned early on, under the lights, the ball, it doesn't really hold up into the surface. The wicket, it will change, and the ball is going to skid on. It's going to come a bit more quicker. It will keep low, yes, but it's going to come a bit quicker. Hit that towards deep square leg rather, only a single to close out. A magnificent spell by Emily Burke. She's done for the night. 24 is what she's given, and she's picked up a very important wicket as well. 19 gone, 148 for 4. So it's going to be Priyana's strategy to be bowling the last over of this innings. She's done well, and she's got an opportunity to pick up a wicket in the last over. Close, and good decision once again. Kashif Billa, the stand-in umpire, I think he's done a phenomenal job. He's made some good calls, and that was a good call once again. It was drifting down the leg side, and spot on yet again as the stand-in umpire, Kashif. It's going to be Priya Nas teaming in once again. This ball well so far, would love to finish off strong. Shot delivery's been cut away. And this is where I think they've been so smart. The bowlers of Team Surrey, they've bowled according to their field. They've really packed the leg side field, and that's where we saw they were bowling onto the stumps and also bringing in the variations, making it very unpredictable for the batters to settle. Goes for the reverse sweep, and it's been given. So another wicket coming in, and it is Priyana Chatterjee. She picks up an important wicket, and this is a brilliant comeback for Team Surrey. They were on the verge of getting somewhere around 180-190 the plays, but then some exceptional change of bowling options in the rotation of her bowlers. Phoebe Franklin, she's done a magnificent job. And also, let's have a look at this. Yeah, the umpire is thought otherwise and has given that out. It's 149 for 5. So we are into the last over, and the Blaze haven't gotten to score the 150 yet. Shows how well the bowlers have bowled. Claridge, the new batter, she's walked in the middle. Cuts it away, but finds the fielder. A bit of a fumble. And they'll stick to only a single. 150 comes up. But it's come in the last over of this innings, which is quite surprising. We were discussing on regards to the 190, even 200. The way the top order batters, they were going about their business. But then some excellent bowling has certainly tightened up the screws, and this is a brilliant comeback. Tries to hit that a little too hard. Will get only a single. So she's done a good job yet again. Priyana strategies. She's kept things simple in the middle and bowled at the right areas. Not trying to do anything silly or anything extraordinary. And this is where I think the game awareness comes into play. That how quickly and how quick a learner you are. It is that kind of a surface where you really need to give yourself time and adapt. Last delivery. This is the top edge, and I think it's going to go towards the boundary. Very unlucky for Priyana Chatterjee. Lucky for Claridge, she gets a boundary to close out this innings. Still a decent score on this surface. 155 is what the Blaze they've gotten in the allotted 20 overs. And Priyana Chatterjee, she's bowled her heart out. I think she's done exceptionally well. Just that last delivery, which was a top edge, could have gone anywhere. Unlucky for her, it went towards the boundary. So a terrific comeback, and Team Surrey, they will now believe they've got a great chance to really chase this down. Under the lights, it's going to get slightly easier. The question remains to be asked as to when the dew is going to arrive. Right then, the Blaze, that's what they've scored, 155 in the lot of 20 overs. We are just going to dive into a short break, and once we are back, we will be all set in readiness for the run chase. Stay tuned. Welcome back once again, viewers. First innings done and dusted. 155 is what the Blaze they've managed to score, and I think they will believe that they are 20-25 runs short, as they had a great start. It was the captain Mary Kelly getting off to a flyer, 37-23, and now over to the bowlers. So it's going to be the ball number 1, and the chase is on. Straight away, she's found the gap to precision. It's a long chase. And what a way to open the account. Just marginally short. And she's pounced on it beautifully. Saw the opportunity. And she's up and running. It's a brilliant stroke. They've got a slip in place. That's good to see. Of course, a pretty well-known figure, Sophia Dunkley. Hit hard once again, and this time she couldn't really find the gap. But we could be in for a lot of entertainment if Sophia Dunkley, she decides to go big in the first 6 overs. And she's got the tendency and ability to really take the game away from the opponents in a jiffy. A very fierce striker of the ball. And this is where the Blaze will know that they need to get rid of her quickly and see her back as quickly as they can. That's a good shot. You can see that it's coming right off the middle of the bat. Kalia Moore, she had a pretty decent outing with the ball. Now she's got a job in her hand with the bat. Slip in place, so they are going with the aggressive intent. They've got a short cover as well, short mid-wicket as well. So it's a good aggressive intent coming in from the Blaze. Yeah, ball swing away from Kalia Moore. Needs to be a little careful, just ensure she doesn't poke on these kind of deliveries, which is way too wide. And maybe also she could have just slashed this hard, because the third man is quite wider. It's more like towards the deep point. So could have really gone hard at that one. Beautifully bowled, top class delivery. Right onto the stumps. Another exciting and a very talented fast bowler, Charlie Phillips, will look to set the tone by picking up quick wickets. And good to see the captain alongside her, Mary Kelly, just sharing a few words of wisdom, a few words of advice, ensuring and telling her where exactly you need to bowl on this surface. Now I'm pretty much sure she would have asked her to bowl slightly fuller. Anything short, it's not really going to work. She goes fuller. Beautifully bowled and out-swinging delivery, deceiving Kalia Moore. Excellent start by Charlie Phillips. 1 gone, 5 for no loss. It's going to be Grace Ballinger to be sharing the new ball alongside Charlie Phillips. She has already bowled a good first over, and in comes another fast bowler. It's coming around the wicket, left arm. She can certainly generate a lot of pace, and under the lights, the wicket is going to play slightly different as to compare to what we've seen in the first couple of games. The ball did keep on the lower side, But under the lights here in Tolerance over in Abu Dhabi, the story, it's different, and the wicket really changes and shows its true colors under the lights. The ball will hurry on to the batters, and that's where both the batters, Kalia Moore and Sophia Dunkley, will have to be a little proactive in their approach. Beautifully ball, clearly beaten by that extra bit of pace. And both the bowlers, Charlie and Grace, they'll have to ensure they look to pick up early wickets. Containing, don't really think it's going to be the right approach. You need to ensure you pick up those important quick wickets. You need to get rid of these 3 to 4 top batters. They're a very strong, formidable batting lineup. Team Surrey, driven, not really getting the power. So far, so good. It's pretty even Stevens. It was a good start to this inning. Sophia Dunkley in the very first ball, smashing it towards the cover to get her first boundary. And after that, Charlie Phillips. She had a word with her captain, and after that, she was finding the right channels. Beautifully ball. That is an excellent delivery. Clearly you can see that Grace Ballinger, she is getting that extra bit of zip and support. The ball is pitching and it's kicking off the surface. Yeah, they're smiling. They know that they've done a decent job in the first innings. But then again, they need to ensure they pick up early wickets just to set the tone. Now that is the 8th delivery which Kalia Moore she's faced, and she's yet to get off the mark. And that's all because of some very disciplined bowling we've witnessed by Grace Ballinger. She's bowling in a perfect length, and also I think that extra bit of pace is certainly causing a few troubles for Kalia Moore. This could turn out to be an excellent over. Only one is what she's given. Swing and a miss. That is a brilliant over by Grace Ballinger. Gave only 1 run in the second. It's 2 gone, 6 for no loss. Charlie Phillips to continue after she bowled a lovely first over. This is high up in the air. It's not gone too far. It's gone straight into the hands of the captain, and she makes no mistake. It's a big wicket going down. You could see that the pressure was mounting on the Surrey batters, and that's all because they weren't really getting the runs. It was a low full toss. Should have been really smashed out of the park, but that late movement in the air, I think that's undone. Sophia Dunkley in a very good clean take. She's not going to drop those. She's as safe as a house. A very good fielder. Not going to make a mistake. Yeah, you can see by expressions of Sophia Dunkley, she's dejected. Has to go back after scoring just the 5 runs. 6 for the loss of 1. It's the captain who's just walked in the middle at a very crucial position. She's come at number 3 position. And her team is in a bit of a bother. Phoebe Franklin facing the likes of Charlie Phillips. Lovely delivery right onto the stumps. And that is the right approach. And that's how you really bowl under these conditions. Under the lights, you need to pitch the ball up and give yourself a chance for the ball to swing, and that's where the outside edges come into play. She's gotten a slip in place. That's good to see. The aggressive intent shown here by Maria Kelly, the captain, who's marshaled her troops so well. Yeah, that's going to be a wide. First signs of a wayward delivery. Otherwise, Charlie Phillips, she's been spot on. I won't be surprised if Maria Kelly, the captain, will be forced to give 3 overs each to these two fast bowlers who are doing a fine job. Of course, Grace Ballinger a bit more cricket compared to Charlie Phillips, but Charlie Phillips, I think she's got a bit of extra swing on offer compared to Grace Ballinger, because Grace Ballinger, she's got raw pace, runs in with those hard yards and really explodes onto the crease. He's got a very good, nice, swift action, high arm action, good follow through as well. Steps down the ground and wanted to really hit it a bit too hard towards the point region. But this is very smart bowling here by Charlie Phillips. She saw the captain wanted to charge down the ground, and that's where she opted to bang in shot. Nothing much Phoebe Franklin, the captain, could have done. We saw an excellent last over. We are seeing another brilliant over in display. Hits it hard and she finds the gap. That is a magnificent stroke, just marginally short, and how quickly she's read the length. That is straight out of the screws. Yeah, she had very minimal time to react, but did well in the end. So much is going to be dependent on this specific pair. Two of the more experienced cricketers in Team Surrey. Phoebe Franklin will have to take the responsibility. Oh, that ball slightly keeping low, too close to cut. Nonetheless, it's a good over yet again by Charlie Phillips. 3 gone, 11 for 1. Grace Ballinger to continue. She's got a very long run up. And also, it's got a very nice swift action. Look at the jump. Beautifully bowled. That was a very good delivery, and somehow she's done well in the end. Kalia Moore to get her down, her bat down in time. On an off day, it could have really just stopped on back to the stumps. Still, they are persisting to have a slip in place. Good aggressive captaincy coming in from Mary Kelly. Beautifully bowled once again. So they're not really taking any unnecessary risks against Grace Ballinger. Maybe they just want to see her over off and target someone else. You don't want to be targeting one of their main bowlers. Grace Ballinger, who's certainly asking a few questions to the batters in the middle. So he's getting that hint of movement as well off the surface. Lovely ball. This is brilliant bowling display we're witnessing. And the line is so precise. She's very disciplined when we talk about the line she's bowling at the moment. Hardly have we seen her giving any kind of room whatsoever. She's not really allowing the captain, Phoebe Franklin, or Kalia Moore to really free their arms. And this is where I believe as a batter that you need to be a little calm and patient in the middle. Dot delivery yet again. Certainly the pressure must be mounting. The required run rate is creeping up to almost, or in fact it has gone to 9 runs per over. So it's not going to be all that easy, especially the lights of the bowlers of the Blaze. One of the strong bowling attacks here in this Abu Dhabi Women's T20. The two attacking bowlers are doing a great job so far, keeping things quiet in the middle. Struck hard but can't really find the gap. Oh, a bit of a misfield. And who is it? It's the captain, Mary Kelly, who took a magnificent take early on, but this time she's made a slight bit of error. And it's Grace Ballinger. She can see the funny side of it. Yeah. You wouldn't mind these misfield when your team is in a commanding position. There's no pressure whatsoever. They believe that they're having an upper hand in this game pretty early. Heaves it away towards mid-wicket. Dot to close out another successful over for the Blaze. Just the 2 runs coming in. Magnificent overs. 4 gone, 13 for 1. So they are opting to go for a bowling change. Just the 2 overs for Charlie Phillips. She's done exceptionally well. Already picked up an important wicket of Sophia Dunkley, and she's been held back. And in comes another exciting talent. Bryce into the attack. Hit hard. She's found the gap. It's going to be a long chase. And the ball wins the race. So not the best of starts by Catherine Bryce. Too short, a lot of width offered, and she doesn't really have raw pace to really challenge the batters. So on this kind of a surface, all she needs to do is just go back to her basics. Ensure that she pitches the ball in the right good length areas. That's it. And also the variations will come into play. Cut away, and cut away beautifully yet again. The captain taking responsibility, and she's on the charge now, stamping her authority on this one. Yeah, it was a slower delivery, but look at how beautifully she's bisected the two fielders. It's pierced between the two, and they knew the moment she struck that. That's a boundary. Walked away towards the deep mid wicket. Straight away there's a call of 2. They are going for it. No, rightfully so. No unnecessary chances are required. There's no point of taking any risks at this stage. You've already lost one important wicket. And when you are on song, especially your captain, Franklin, don't want to be involved in a run out. Good delivery. On the other end, I think Kalia Moore, she needs to just get a move on now. She's already eaten up a lot of deliveries. 12 deliveries is what she's faced. It's high time she should be looking to play a few aggressive strokes. Beautifully ball. That's a good delivery deceiving Kalia Moore. Hit hard, but just can't find the gap. Once again, finding the fielder. It's a dot delivery to close out. Another successful over for the Blaze. They are up and running. It's 5 gone, 22 for 1. 22 for 1 after 5. Baker, the new bowler, introduced. Oh, very close. She was on the verge of picking up a wicket straight away on the very first ball. And this is what we've been kept on repeating. It is that kind of a surface where you have to be very careful. Anything across the line, you play those cross-batted shots, you do get yourself in a bit of a bother. Olivia Baker, the 4th change in this innings, and this is going to be a long chase. Good effort, good try, but she couldn't really stop that to go towards the boundary. So this is a good little passage of play. The runs were completely dried, and look at that extra bit of movement she's getting off the wicket. That ball pitched in a good length area and sharply came in towards Phoebe Franklin. Yeah, a better effort was required. At this level, we expect them to stop those. Drifting on to the leg side, dot delivery. Yeah, the match is nicely poised, and I believe Surrey, they just one big over. If they can get a good one over of 12 to 15 runs, that's where they will believe that they are right back in the game. They're not really chasing a big target here. So all they need to do is ensure they don't lose wickets and find one big over. They need to target someone. Chance and put down. Well, this should have been taken. It was there in the air for quite a while, and she had all the time in the world to really get underneath the ball. But in the end, it's going to be a lucky escape for the captain, Phoebe Franklin. And this is something which you can't really afford to do, to be dropping the captain when she's on song. So remember, she was dropped when she was batting on 18. It's a false start for Olivia Baker. She'll have to go back and reload. Having a third man in place. There's nobody patrolling in the deep towards the offside region, so you can always go with that inside out shot. Lovely ball. That's a good delivery right onto the stumps, and clearly we can see that Olivia Baker she's getting that ball to really swing in sharply towards the right-handers. And also that late bit of movement, that has been causing a few concerns to the batters. If she can opt to bowl a slightly bit more fuller, that's where I believe the bold and LBW will come into play. This is hit hard, but this time no error has been made. And I think once again, is it the captain? Yeah. She's got the safest pair of hands in the middle. And this time, no mistakes made. Lovely delivery right onto the stumps. A hint of inward movement and a low, good catch by Mary Kelly. So another wicket goes down, and the power play is done and dusted, and it has gone in the favor of the Blaze. It's 28 for 2 after 6. Well, after the power play, the Blaze team, they'll believe that they are in a commanding position after they've picked up 2 wickets. Sophia Dunkley, that was a huge wicket. And now the captain, Phoebe Franklin, another batter who did get a good start, 20 in 18 deliveries. And she was dealing in boundaries. She already struck 4 boundaries. So she did look a threat to the Blaze. And Well bowled by Olivia Baker, and an excellent take yet again by Mary Kelly. We've already seen her taking a lovely catch of Sophia Dunkley. So the ball is following her and can't really keep her out of the game. She batted beautifully in the first innings as well. Oh, a bit of turn. That's been given as a wide. And also, it is that kind of a wicket where we've seen the spinners, when they give themselves a chance to really turn the ball and try to just bowl those flighted deliveries, give a bit of loop and just see what happens. Rather, the spinners, they've opted to bowl too quick. Excellent. Brilliant bit of fielding once again. So clearly we can see what now she's trying to do here. She's Josie Groves. She's trying to give a bit of flight and see what's happening in the surface, and clearly we can see that there is some turn on offer. Oh, look at that. That is a very good ball. And if she can continue bowling in those channels, I think she's going to get a lot of wickets on this surface. No dew, so that's great news for the Blaze, especially for the spinners, especially for the wrist spinners. It just becomes a very difficult task. Oh, she's found the gap to perfection. For a moment I thought that this will be cut off, but it was hit hard, and it's high time that Kalia Moore needs to get a move on. There's no point just hanging out there. You need to just get going and try to get one big over for your side. Tossed up. This is very good bowling. She's not really afraid to be tossing the ball up. She's literally just enticing these batters to go for a big shot. And that's where I believe a wicket can come by. That's a very good ball. Excellent delivery to close out the 7th over. 35 for 2, sorry. So still, there's a lot of work which needs to be done. 121, it looks a bit far away. They don't really have many overs. 13 overs and still a lot of runs to be scored. And this is all because of some disciplined bowling we have witnessed so far. And all the bowlers, they've bowled exceptionally well. Catherine Bryce just bowled that 1 over. She's been the most expensive out of the lot, and how many has she given? Just the 9 runs. It just gives that indication that all the other bowlers, they have hardly given any runs on the surface. And this is where really the game awareness comes into play as to how quickly you can adapt to such surfaces. Mind you, both the sides, they're not pretty much used to be playing on these surfaces where the ball doesn't really come onto the bat. They play in those English conditions where there's a lot of bounce off the wicket, the ball skids on, there's a lot of seam movement. But on this wicket, the story is different. Slashed away, and she's found the gap to perfection. This is much more like it. Alice Monaghan, she's walked in the middle. She saw the opportunity and cut away beautifully. Intentionally, she went over the fielder head. And you do get value for your shots. Olivia Baker, she's done well in her first over, picked up an important wicket. Hit hard once again. This is struck with some severe power and good bit of fielding in the deep. Oh my word. That would have been disaster to say the least if that ball would have gone on to hit the stumps directly, and this is something which she knows very well. Alice Monaghan would have been in a bit of bother Lovely delivery. That is a perfect ball you would want to bowl. And nothing much you could have done on that occasion. 20 deliveries already. And I think now it's the right time. Kalia Moore, she can afford to shift gears because they do have a fair bit of batting left. Cut away nicely. Protection in the deep. Only a single. Singles aren't going to be a problem for the Blaze. And that's the end of another good over for the Blaze. 8 gone, 41 for 2. Forty-one for 2 after 8 overs. Still the match is pretty much in the grasp of the Blaze. Beautifully played. That is a special shot. It's just come out of nowhere. And clearly, I'm pretty much optimistic. Josie Groves would not have expected this kind of a shot coming in at this stage. But that's important 4 runs coming in the context of play. I think all Surrey needs to do is ensure they try to play out the 20 overs, and if they go on to do so, that's where they will give themselves a chance to get close to this target which the Blaze they've set. So ensure you don't really lose a lot of wickets, just play a calculated innings. You need to have those mini targets and mini objectives in your mind. You're into the 9th over. The required run rate is creeping up to almost 10 runs per over. So that's where you need to pick and choose your bowler. Target someone. This is high in the air and beautifully done. She was always in control when she came down the track, beautifully using her feet, coming onto the line of the delivery and pumped it nicely towards the long off region, considering the long off was in the circle. So that was a very smart shot she's opted to play. Good game awareness shown, and that's much more like it. You need to really play a few more shots and strokes in the middle. Yeah, going at the back foot, and this is something which you don't want to be doing under the lights against right arm wrist spinners, because you can become a candidate of being adjudged LBW or getting clean bowled. Tossed up delivery. It's been driven along the carpet. It's such good news for the team, the Blaze. They know that there's no dew in the middle. You can see that the ball is dry. And that is a blessing in disguise. We've seen under the lights, spinners, they really struggle here in the domestic games. It just becomes such a difficult task to grip the ball, and forget about the turn. You don't get any kind of turn under the lights when there's a lot of dew. I will just keep on the conversation alive in the next over. It's 9 gone, 51 for 2. She's leading her side so well at the moment, is the captain, Marie Kelly. And now she's opted to bring herself into the attack, and straight away what she's done, she's produced a wicket. She can't do anything wrong, can she? She was brilliant with the bat. We've seen her outfielding. She's taken some excellent catches, and now look what she's done on the very first ball. That ball did spin sharply, and she has picked up an important wicket. Brilliant take. She's timed her jump to perfection. And another one goes down. Yeah, a lot of smiles in the middle. They know that they're having an upper hand in this game. This has been a dominant performance. And yet again, it's the captain who strikes. It's 51 for 3. She's doing a wonderful job for her side at the moment. Mary Kelly, she's led her team well. She's been spot on with the rotation of her bowlers, and also this has been such an all-round performance. The captain taking the charge and leading from the front, picking up a wicket straight away. And also the idea is right. This is a very smart approach. She knows that there's a new batter. She's just made her way in the center, and that's where she's opting to give a bit of flight, and she will have the privilege to really entice the batter to go for a big shot, because they are in that kind of a stage where they do have to take chances. But the problem is they've just lost a wicket. So another couple of quiet overs, what's going to happen? The required run rate will shoot up very quickly. And that's where you will see the urgency coming in from the batters. And then it's just going to be getting tougher and tougher. Goes for the reverse switch hit. And she finds a lot of success. Jemima Spence. She's just made her way in the center. And straight away, improvisation at its best. Yes, she always wanted to play that shot. It was a premeditated one. And she's really gotten it from the middle of her blade. And this is one shot really I've been seeing lately. Even in the men's counties lately held here in Abu Dhabi, we've seen a lot of reverse switch hits coming in. Once again, there you go. Yeah, it's pretty much evident that back in the UK, they really like to play these reverse switch hits. And I've seen even in the men's division, they've just gotten a lot of success. And even now, we're seeing they are doing a phenomenal job in the middle. Full toss, it's been hammered towards the deep mid wicket. Good bit of effort, but the ball had enough legs to trickle away towards the boundary. She started off so well until this loose delivery. Yeah, I think it just slipped out of her hands. Not missing out an opportunity. Boundary to close out the over halfway through. In the second innings, it's 10 gone, 62 for 3. So just the 6 bowlers have been used so far, and you can see it has been a collective performance. Mary Kelly is the 6th change, and she has opted to bring herself pretty late in this innings, and straight away she's gotten a wicket. And by the looks of it, it seems like we're going to see another bowling change. So a 7th bowler being introduced. This is hit straight as an arrow. This is much more like it. Somebody really need to step up and say, right, we're not really chasing a big target. And all we need is a couple of big overs. That has been clubbed down the ground. It's come right off the middle of the bat, and there's a lot of applause coming in from their side. Oh, trying to be a little over ambitious and living dangerously at the moment. So a good little partnership now is being formed between these two. Kelia Moore, she's still out there. Mind you, she came out as an opener. And that's one good news for Team Surrey, that she's still in the middle. That's an outside edge and it's taken. So a brilliant bowling change yet again by Mary Kelly, opting to bring the 7th bowler, Georgia Elvis, has gotten a wicket straight away in her very first over. Yeah, the feet not going anywhere. It's just planted into the surface. Wanted to just play a big shot from where she was standing on her stance. And no mistakes made yet again in the field. Takes a good catch to dismiss yet another set batter. Just when things were looking much better for Team Surrey, they lose a wicket. It's Kelia Moore will have to go back after scoring 21 in 29 deliveries. 67 for 4. Making the right changes at the moment is the captain, Mary Kelly. First bringing herself into the attack, picking up a wicket, and now it's Georgia Elvis also joins the club of getting wickets. And one thing is for certain, the Blaze, they've got so many bowling options, and that is a privilege and a blessing to have as a captain, where you've got a lot of spinners in your lineup, a lot of medium pacers, and also we've seen a couple of fast bowlers who can really bowl quick. Oh, what just happened there? It's just beaten everyone. And a bit of a error there in the field. The captain, she can see the funny side of it, and why not? They are in a very good position, so they can afford to have a bit of fun out there. And also the bowler, Georgia Elvis, who's doing a fine job for her team, will be bowling her last delivery. Slower, outside edge. This is very, very smart bowling we're witnessing in the center. And the bowlers, they're doing a fine job. It's 11 gone, 69 for 4. Mary Kelly to continue. Bowled a good first over to start of her first spell. Oh, that is a loser, and clearly it's just slipped out of her hands. Surely it was a juicy full toss, and it's got the full treatment. So maybe this could be that one big over which Team Surrey were looking for. Yeah, of course that is a no ball. And also to add insult to injury, it will be a free hit. And that's not the first time we're seeing the captain, Mary Kelly, bowling a juicy full toss. Don't really see the towels coming out. I don't think there's dew in the middle. I think she's just trying to flight the ball, and in the process, just missing the lens. Missed out. Certainly she's missed out. She could have just waited for the delivery to come at her and could have hit it straight down. Instead, she went after the ball and it turned out to be a dot. Sweeps it. Another dot delivery. Dot delivery will be putting that added pressure on Team Surrey. On the other end, Team Surrey, they'll have to have the belief in themselves that the match is not over. You've still got 6 wickets in your hands, and it's not really a bad score that you've posted. A big over of 15, and that's where you will see a bit of panic in the camp of Team The Blaze. Genevieve, the new batter, she's come at a stage where there's a lot of work needs to be done. Once again, that full toss, and this one should have been dispatched. These are the little moments in the game where, as a batter, you need to take full advantage. And these opportunities, I don't really think it's going to come by, because Charlie Phillips, she's got 2 overs. Grace Ballinger, she's got 2. So 4 of those overs. It's not going to be easy to be hitting those 2 quality bowlers. Outside edge. This is going to be a long chase. And she does extremely well to restrict the batters to come back for the third. So just that one wayward delivery. And this could have been that over which Surrey could have cashed on and try to accumulate as many runs as they could. But what has happened? Just the 4 runs in the next 4 deliveries. Last delivery, and this is going to be only a single. So we need to give credit to Mary Kelly. She's done exceptionally well as a bowler. After you bowl a no ball and you hit for a boundary, it just puts you under tremendous pressure. It's 12 gone, 79 for 4. $77 more required in the last 8 overs. It's not over until it's over. Low full toss. And the ball dipping. And not really arriving. On the other end, I believe the Blaze will believe they are just 1 or maybe just a couple of more wickets away to really getting close to win their opening game here of Abu Dhabi Women's T20. We've already seen a couple of cracker of contest early on. Tasmanian Tigers, they have started off their campaign with a win, and also ECB Women. That was a thumping victory against a formidable side of Team Essex. It was Isha Oza with her brilliance. All-round performance, obviously with the bat, with the ball. Taking her team over the line. And now it has to be someone to really raise their hand and say, right, I can still do this. In a T20 format, 75 and the next 7.3, it's pretty much doable. And also when you have 2 quality batters at the crease. Genevieve Jair, she's still there. Alongside Jemima Spence, 2 experienced quality cricketers. So until they are there in the middle, the hopes to chase this down is going to be still pretty much alive and kicking. It's just the dot delivery which I believe Surrey should avoid at this stage. It's just going to add a lot of pressure. Trying to create some room and can't really manufacture anything out of that. That was a fuller delivery. She did move from the stump. She did create room, and she could have easily just gone over the inner fielder towards the mid-off where the captain is standing, Maria Kelly. Oh, that is a super shot. She's toying with the bowler. And could have been a no ball, but the umpire thought otherwise. And a boundary to close out the over. Again, a full toss. And she always wanted to play the ramp. Yeah, she's done extremely well in the end. Getting it right of the middle of the bat, and she's walked it away for a boundary to close out the 13th over. 85 for 4. So more spin to continue. Short delivery, cut away, brilliant bit of fielding. I think there's a lot of deliveries which we've seen in this innings where they haven't really taken full advantage of the loose deliveries. We've seen a lot of full tosses and also short stuff. And that's where I think if they would have taken those loose deliveries into account and taken full advantage, the story would have been much different. Another dot delivery, the required run rate is hovering somewhere around now 11 runs per over. Match is pretty much in the favor of the Blaze. Goes for the reverse hit, but this time doesn't really find much success. She's playing a good little knock here, 24 in just 16, and that's good to see someone who's come out with an intent to play slightly aggressive and to really get the momentum back in their favor. We've seen some of the batters, they've just gone into the shell when they came in trying to pick up the singles, but talking about Jemima Spence, she's got different plans, different ideas. She's looked to go big. Now this is high. Chance. Gone. I was just praising how beautifully she's played in this innings and has built her innings, but in the end, she finds the captain yet again. And that's the third catch taken by the captain, Mary Kelly. Good brave delivery. She's tossed it up onto the stumps. Flighted, enticed her to come down the track, and that hint of turn after the ball pitched has undone Jemima Spence. And that's the end of a good little cameo, but she had to stay there right till the end if they had any chance to chasing this down. 86 for 5. So just when the partnership was being built, it is Josie Groves. She's disengaged the partnership and she's picked up an important wicket of the set batter, Jemima Spence. She was looking quite threatening in the middle. Close with that extra bit of bounce. That has saved her. Good delivery though, and an excellent decision once again. Kashif, he's taken some excellent calls today. Hasn't been all that easy. The conditions out there, yeah, there you go. Cheering for your team, why not? You know that you're in a very good commanding position. Close, this could be a run out. A bit of a mix up. It's all happening in the middle. You don't want to be run out. You just made your way in the middle. It's 14 gone, 86 for 5. Well, it's getting tougher and tougher. The required run rate after that last good over where Josie Groves, she gave only one run and also picked up an important wicket of the set batter. Required run rate is hovering now at 12 runs per over. They've got some quality bowlers in their lineup. Of course, we saw the two fast bowlers, Charlie Phillips and Grace Ballinger, really started off the proceedings so well. Charlie Phillips, she was the one, she was really moving the ball around. Grace Ballinger, not so much, but she was bowling with a lot of pace and heat. And then, of course, Catherine Bryce, she was brilliant. She just bowled one over, which was quite surprising. Apesh, and gone. Olivia Baker picks her second. And another one bites the dust. Yeah, it's looking quite difficult now. It's a short stay. Good delivery. It was there to be cut, but the problem was she didn't find the gap. She found the fielder, and the catching has been top-notch. Hardly have we seen any catches being put down in the outfield. And another wicket has fallen down in the form of Danny Gregory, who was brilliant in the first innings with the ball, but couldn't contribute much with the bat. Has to go back after scoring not. It's 87 for 6. Yeah, I was just talking about the quality of the bowlers and also talking about Olivia Baker, another bowler. We've seen she really has the tendency to bring the ball sharply in the air and also off the surface in towards the right-handers. That is a rare and a special talent. And that's the reason she's been picking up a lot of wickets. Look at that, beautifully bowled once again. And the new batter, Priyana Chatterjee, she had a decent outing with the ball, but now I think it's a bit too much to ask for. Well, it's not over until it's over, you never know. But it's that kind of a surface where, as a batter, when you walk in the middle, you need to give yourself a bit of time in the center. It's not that kind of a wicket where you say it's a batting paradise. There's so much for the fast bowlers. Look at that. That is a rip scotter. She's knocked her over and she's picked up her third wicket. This is a match-winning performance by Olivia Baker. How do you play those? We've seen a lot of fast bowlers. They've got the tendency to take the ball away, but she is a rare and a special talent. Look at how late that ball has swung and no real feet movement, and that's all because she wasn't expecting the ball to come so sharply. Yeah, it's just looking out of their hands now. They lose their seventh and they're a happy bunch, the Blaze. They know that they are inching closer to a victory in the first game of Abu Dhabi Women's T20. It's 88 for 7. Olivia Baker, she's already picked up 3 wickets and she's got a couple of more deliveries, so I think she's got a great chance to really pick up a fiver. Why not? Because not much batting left and these in-swinging deliveries, and that's been creating a lot of troubles to these right-handers. Shot, pulled away. I think it has been one-way traffic since this match has started. First, of course, with the bat, we've seen the 3 top-order batters, Mary, Tammy and Catherine. All the 3 batters giving a great start, and also followed by Georgia Boyce. She came in and played a good little cameo. And they ensured to get a good score on the board. Goes for the ramp, and in the end, was in 2 minds. Nonetheless, this has turned out to be a fabulous over for Olivia Baker. Picks up 2 wickets. And the 15th, that's 89 for 7. Well, this has been a phenomenal performance by the bowling department. We've seen most of the bowlers, they've gone on to pick wickets. Grace Ballinger, she's been brought back into the attack. Mind you, she's given only 3 runs. And she's the one who really laid the platform early on. And mind you, she's quick. She does bowl fast. And under the lights, she becomes more threatening. So perfect opportunity for her as well to pick up a wicket coming around the stumps. Works it towards the cover, only a single. It was a decent comeback in the first innings by Team Surrey, where we remember Team the Blaze, they were cruising along at 116 for 1 in 13 overs, and that's when we thought that the Blaze, they were on the verge of scoring somewhere around 170, 180. But then some good bowling performance restricted them to 155. It's going to be a close call. No. Single has been taken. And we'll have to wait for the signal of the umpire. Nothing. So it's come off the bat. So even after bowling so well in the latter part of the innings, there was such high expectancy from the top order batters. Sophia Dunkley, she started off well, hitting a good boundary in the very first ball of the innings, but then held out. It was Charlie Phillips picking up a wicket, and these two attacking bowlers, Charlie Phillips and Grace Ballinger, bowling in tandem makes it very difficult for the batters. One swings the ball both ways, and the other bowls with a lot of pace and heat. So it's a deadly combination that Team the Blaze they possess. Yeah, very strong bowling lineup, that is for sure. This is one team to watch out for. Gone. She's been stumped. The reaction time was so minimal behind the stumps, and she just dislodged the bails in a jiffy. Brilliant glove work behind the stumps, and I think the wicket, they should be sharing. That was a good delivery by Grace Ballinger, but have a look at how she's collected and how quickly she's dislodged the bail. Look at this. Very, very quickly in a jiffy. And that's the 8th wicket going down. And finally, Grace Ballinger also joins the party by picking up a wicket. It's 91 for 8. Eight wickets down. It's turning out to be pretty much one-sided encounter in the end. It was a good little phase where Jemima Spence, she went on to score 24 in just 18 deliveries, and that's when we thought the team Surrey, they're right back in the game, but the bowlers, they've done a phenomenal job. Look at this. She's lightning quick behind the stump. She's an absolute live wire. And talking about Grace Ballinger, she's been brought back into the attack at a good, comfortable position where there's not much pressure on her. This is up in the air, soft dismissal. Make that the 9th wicket going down, and that ball slightly holding into the surface, and that's all because Grace Ballinger went for the variation. Look at the roll of the fingers. Beautifully done. This is very smart bowling. And the key was that she pitched it up and also onto the line of the stumps. No mistakes made. Easy as it gets. And now Surrey, they are on a serious verge of getting bowled out because there's only 1 wicket left. And Ballinger, look at what she's done. 3 overs, 5 runs and 2 wickets. Brilliant bowling performance. It's 16 gone. 91 for 9. So it's just the last wicket remaining. In comes the number 11 batter. It's going to be Isabel Sidhu. Bowled well in the first innings. Facing the lights of Charlie. Oh, that is a very good shot. And yet again, that's not the first time we're seeing the women trying to execute these ram shots, these reverse switch hits. And it's just a very difficult shot to execute. And she certainly gotten a lot of bat on this one. Priyana's strategy, she can now enjoy her outing in the middle, because I don't really think they are going to achieve this target. That's way beyond their reach, because they've lost too many wickets. That has been the problem. And this is what we keep on saying. You need to ensure you don't lose early wickets. That really puts you at the back foot. So Charlie Phillips bowled a magnificent first spell. Now she's got a great opportunity to seal the deal for her side and pick up this last wicket. That's close. And that's gone. I thought they're going to go for the shout with the LBW, but the match is over because she has disturbed the furniture and she has knocked over Priyana's Chatterjee. What a brilliant performance this has been, and this is a thumping victory. It's a huge victory. They won this game by 60 runs, and I think this will go down as one of the biggest defeats. That's a big deficit. A collective performance, of course, first with the bat. Then fielding has been brilliant. Hardly have we seen any catches being put down. The outfielding, they've been spot on, and they have given their 100% and have brought their A game out. That's the batting card. It was a good start by the two batters, Phoebe and Kalia, but none of the other batters could really cash on. Jemima Spence, she gave a bit of hope and a glimmer of hope, but then she too perished, scoring 24. And 95 is what they've scored in total. A very impressive bowling display. You can see all the bowlers, they've bowled exceptionally well, and literally everybody has picked up wickets. But the pick of the bowlers, I think Grace Ballinger, she bowled exceptionally well alongside Olivia Baker. Also, she's picked up 3 wickets. A brilliant bowling display, and they will be pretty much proud with this performance. Only 3 extras shows how much discipline has been shown when it comes to bowling those perfect lines. Well, that's the match summary of match number 3. The Blaze were put into bat first, scoring 155. Kelly Bryce playing a very good knock. The captain leading from the front, 37-23. In reply, Surrey, they could manage to score only 95 and were bundled out. It was a sorry little scorecard. None of the batters could really cash on. Spence and Moore, so much we're expecting from them. But Olivia Baker, Ballinger and Phillips, these 3 bowlers have really put up a show. And in the end, it's the Blaze winning this game comfortably by 60 runs. Right then, we're just going to dive into a short break, and once we are back, we will be all set for the post-match presentation. Stay tuned. Welcome to the post-match presentation of Abu Dhabi Women's T20 2025. It was match number 3 where Surrey, they won the toss and decided to bowl first, and the Blaze went on to score a good target of 155 in the allotted 20 overs. In reply, Surrey, they were bundled out, not playing out the allotted 20 overs, and they've managed to score just the 95 runs, a thumping victory for the Blaze in their opening encounter. Now, I would like to request the player of the match and also the captain of the Blaze, Miss Mary Kelly, to please step forward and have a few words with us. Mary, congratulations. You were absolutely brilliant with your leadership qualities. It was your first game, opening game. What are your thoughts and how do you feel?
Just really pleased that we all really enjoyed the game, getting out there together. We loved playing under lights and the experience of doing that here. We had a lot of debutantes as well, so a lot of girls' first match for the Blaze, so we've had a lot of first wickets, first catches, first run outs. So yeah, we're really happy how everybody kind of pulled together and pulled off a great success in the end.
Well, talking about you batted beautifully on the surface where you've seen the ball tends to keep slightly low. So how difficult was it to adapt to this situation?
Yeah, it was really difficult to kind of assess the wicket and the way it looked versus how it played, and different bowlers were a little bit more tricky. So yeah, kind of had to just assess it really quickly, and but I've got a bit more experience now, so I kind of know quickly what kind of shots will work in my favour or not. So yeah, just had to try and work that out with Tammy out there and kind of go from there.
Well, we know how handy you are with the bat, but your bowling performance, that was very impressive, and I'm sure you enjoyed the outing out there.
Yeah, I didn't bowl as well as I wanted to. We had quite a few wickets with kind of deliveries that we probably wouldn't want to do, but that's the nature of T20 cricket sometimes. Sometimes your best ball can get whacked for 6 as well, and your worst ones get wickets. So just one of those days. I think it's great to win by the margin we did, but there was also a lot of learnings out there for us, and we made a lot of mistakes too. So it's a great sign for us how much better we can get as well.
Well, it was a brilliant performance overall. Congratulations and best of luck for the next of the games.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Well, that was the captain and also the player of the match, Mary Kelly, with her brilliant all-round performance. We are done and dusted for the post-match presentation of day 1. But do join us tomorrow. It's going to be another fun day filled with 3 games. And there's going to be a lot of excitement coming in our way. Until then, it's goodbye and God bless.